All right, well, I got the bike out to get it cleaned up. Got less than 2 weeks now. We'll be racing at Loudon. And I wanted to get the bike out. And I'm going to do my obligatory, how does my exhaust sound? So, I haven't seen anybody else post about running a Hindle system. It's a 2-in-1. Comes with all the brackets, all of that good stuff. Very nicely made. It's got O2 sensor bungs up on the head pipes, and it's also got another one right down in here, and this is the one that we use when we have the bike on the dyno. So we use a wideband O2 sensor, and that's how we get our AFR rather than sticking the sniffer down the pipe. A little bit more accurate. And as you can see, it's not a bad looking exhaust. And oh yeah, it's nice and gray in there. You can tell I've been running race fuel. So here we go. Here's the startup. To the Hindle exhaust and the other ones, and how the torque curves are, and so on and so forth. And also I got my K-Tech shock, and my cartridges are installed. So we're ready to go. We got less than 2 weeks. I'll be up there 21, 22, 23 April at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Loudon, New Hampshire. All right, let's take a look at the dyno results. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a couple of dyno graphs. The one on the left, Rob's Dyno Service, LLC, that is the pull that we did on my bike with the Aprilia Race ECU and the Hindle exhaust. I've also got a DNA filter in it. I don't have any of the fancy velocity stacks because personally, for the money and maybe a horsepower gain, I don't need it. And the one on the right is one that I got off the internet where they were comparing the two different canisters for the SC Project exhaust. So, and that's also using the up map. So let's take a quick look at the one. Let me see here if I can do some marking on here. So I'm going to put a little circle on here for you. And this is between 6,000 and about 7,500, maybe a little bit more right in here. You see it's got this dip where the torque curve kind of dips. And the horsepower it's not really a nice straight line. Now, if you go look at mine, between 6 and 7,500, let's see here, we'll draw another circle. And we'll make that a little bit bigger. So between 6 and 7,500, I don't have a dip, and I'm also making quite a bit more on the torque. I'm probably 47 foot-pounds of torque, maybe 48, but it's more like 47, give or take. And my horsepower is right at about 60, and as you can see, this one it reaches 60 after it comes out of this little dip section here. So it gets up to about 60 at about 7,500, and I'm at about 6,500. So I did some chat with Gabbro in the comments of the person that posted this stuff, And he told me it was the pipe. So the SC Project pipe has this dip in it, whereas the Hindle does not, and the Hindle's making pretty good power. Now again, I could not get a full pull because my clutch switch was screwed up, which I screwed up and didn't know about it. So I only got as high as 8,900. But if you look down here, I was making 82.5 base horsepower at 8,903 RPMs and 49.6 foot-pounds of torque at 7,983. And if you look at the one on the right, the two different pipes, they had a max horsepower of 88.24, and this is all the way up. This is a full red line. That's at 10.8. And on the other pipe, it was 86.64, about 4 more horsepower, basically, than mine was at right at 9,000 RPMs. But the torque values were quite a bit lower. So can you feel that in the seat of your pants? Probably not. But the other thing to look at is, and this is something my tuner Rob, he's just waiting on the cables and the software update to be able to tune this on the dyno. But if you look at my AFR at 4,500, it gets super rich. It drops down probably about 11.5 maybe in the AFR, which is really rich. And then it's still a little bit rich, 12.8 maybe, 12.9 up in this area. And then it's up to 13, and then it goes fat again once it gets up around 8,500. So that's something that he wants to work on once the cables come in and he gets the software update to be able to tune it on the dyno. So that's where we're at. So, you know, how does my exhaust sound? Well, it sounds great, but it makes crap torque and it's got a big dip in the horsepower. The other comment was, well, you don't use those RPMs. Well, yeah, I'm a racer. I'm throwing the BS flag on that because some of the really tight turns where I'm in third gear, I am going to be down around the 6,000 area, 5,800 to 6,000. But I've got the torque there to be able to move that bike through that corner really quick. Whereas on the SC pipe, it's got a big flat spot right here. And that's, you know, some of the corners, you're going to be down that low in the RPM range. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But I just wanted to bring this up. And I did do my obligatory, how do I sound now, exhaust note. I think the Hindle sounds great. And it is loud. I actually bought the DB killer to put in the pipe because I raced it down at Roebling Road and I was afraid I was going to bust out on sound. But it's actually got a really nice mellow growl to it. You know, red line down the straightaway where they usually set up the sound meters. So anyway, hey, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up because it's going to help the algorithm. Also, hit the bell for notifications so you find out when I'm posting stuff. Also, I got a Facebook group, Aprilia 660 Racers. It's for the racing guys only, please. If you're a racer and you want to compare notes, gearing, you know, dyno results, that kind of stuff, what's working on the racetrack, look it up on Facebook. It's the Aprilia 660 Racers. Look for it and join up, and, you know, we can exchange notes as time moves on. So with that, I'll say, have yourself a great day.